Does anybody have any idea what I brought for you guys today? Well, it's different than another one, so you might not recognize it. Well, it's actually it's called a poncho. And, this is my family's poncho, and that's why I decided to show it to you guys today. You might think this is just a single piece of clothing, but in reality, it means a whole lot more. Not only in Mexican culture, but in my life growing up as well. A poncho is basically a blanket with a hole on it, so you can put it over your head, like I did. And they usually come in bright colors and intricate patterns, but they usually, well, where I come from, people prefer the less colorful, more simple ones. And the poncho is a really important part of Mexican culture, and Mexicans have embraced it, and it's recognized all over the world. And mostly farmers and indigenous people wear them. And the concept of the poncho, the Mexicans came up with the concept of the poncho to stay warm in order to when they worked on the field, so they could keep the full mobility of their arms and they could stay warm. But nowadays, most people use them as a fashion statement, and it has made its way into other cultures so people can keep up with the fashion trends, even though you might not see it in the U.S., in Europe, but they're usually pretty popular. And the reason I chose to show it to you guys today is because this poncho has been in my family for a long time. When I asked my dad about it, he told me that his dad gave it to him over 30 years ago. And you're probably wondering why a lion. Well, my last name is Corona, which means crown. And you're probably wondering why not a crown. Well, the lion is the king of the jungle. And I don't know, I thought they would choose like a horse or something, but they chose lions. And it's the same thing on the back. And the part of Mexico where my family comes from, it's really common for families to have a symbol, so people recognize where they're from. And almost everyone in my family has something with this design. And as a matter of fact, my brother a couple of weeks ago asked my aunt in Mexico to make him one, just like this one, because he doesn't have it, because this one's mine. And which shows that we still keep our tradition going, even though most of us moved to the U.S. And I plan on giving this to my kids, because I don't want the decades of tradition to just go to waste just because the times have changed. In conclusion, this is just a simple piece of clothing, but it means a lot more in Mexican culture and to my life as well. Today I've talked about the meaning of the poncho in the Mexican culture and how I relate to it in my own way. And I hope you have enjoyed it today, and I encourage you guys to take pride in wherever object you brought, because we need to pay respect to the things that brought us to this point in life and made us the person that we are today. Thank you.